I love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Big PJR.
Spain like the country.
And this is the Informal Podcast. Yeah, y'all see we got some special guests in the building. But before we introduce our guests, we got to get all the business stuff out the way. So y'all see season 5 is up, hot, loaded, and ready. So make sure y'all tap in. You can find us everywhere. Make sure y'all go over to the YouTube channel, tap in right now. That's THEE Informal Podcast. And you can find us everywhere you listen to podcasts. So that's wherever you listen, type in those letters and you'll find us. Right. Also, for all exclusive behind the scenes content, go on over to that Patreon platform and search us over there as well. That's where you're going to get a lot of that exclusive content that you don't get to see on a day-to-day. Right?
For a low membership fee, monthly fee, low fee. It's nothing.
It ain't nothing big. We know the economy rough out there, so we ain't trying to pinch your pocket. So just come on, like we say, join the conversation. Positive platforms matter. And make sure y'all can tap in with us every Saturday at 1 p.m. on Culture Mix Radio at K101.2 Pop, Richmond, here in the city. And come spend the weekend with us. We got a dope lineup Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, yeah. So
definitely tap out Culture Mix Radio on the Odyssey app and exclusively on Apple Music.
That's right.
All the business stuff out the way now. Let's get to our introduction of our special guests that we got in the building. Y'all know what we like to do here. We like to highlight people doing positivity in the community. And it wouldn't be right if we didn't continue that conversation on in season 5. Mm-hmm. And so, because I know the brothers, but I think it's going to come better coming from them. So we're going to start here, then we're going to work our way this way. Please tell the people out there who you are and what it is that you do.
What's up, everybody? I'm Tommy Williams. I'm co-founder of the All Equals Project nonprofit organization. I'm a community activist. What we do, we go in the community, we try to give as much back as possible, one block at a time. It started as something very small, just me and my family, and Sue on doing little things, and it ended up being something that we have grown from something so small. Then our community members come out, we partner with other organizations. It's been great. So, community activist. I'm also a head coach of varsity baseball at Hermitage High School.
Okay.
So, trying to give back to the kids as much as possible.
I got you, bro. Let's dive into all that. Tell us who you are, my brother.
My name is DeAndre Smith, sales acquisition manager for VA Home Offer. Essentially, we buy, sell houses and flip them, any type of restoration of houses. I'm also the co-founder of the All Equals Project. Like Tommy said in our slogan, one block at a time, that's what we aim to do. We look to just give back a little bit of influence and positivity throughout the community.
Man, I love that. I love that. So, where y'all brothers from, man? Are y'all both from here, or what's the backstory?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We both from Richmond. I went to Hermitage High School, Henrico County.
Okay.
Henrico High School. So.
Yeah, I went to Henrico. I'm originally from.
Alumni, baby.
That's his spot.
Okay. I'm originally from Jersey City, New Jersey. I moved here.
Jersey in the house.
Yeah.
Moved here maybe 2011. So yeah, we've been making strides here ever since.
Okay. So how did y'all two brothers connect, man?
Honestly, we met through a mutual friend. Maybe our 11th grade year. Mm-hmm. Our friend Terrell, he brought us around each other. For a while, we did our own separate things. But like I said, once I started my takeout business, I had seen Tommy with his family getting together to do a little bit of stuff for the community. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we, come help out? And honestly, it's just been flourishing ever since.
I love it. So Tommy, I want to get with you because you from Richmond, right? Why was it important for you? Like I said, you're a young man, right?
Yes, sir.
But why was it important, even young, to say, you know what? This is something that I want to do? Because a lot of people think money, business, all that stuff. Not saying you don't, right? But why was giving back something that was like a priority?
So when we started over by Lowe's off West Broad Street, just before they started renovating.
I know that
doing all the things, and it hurt seeing our community just sitting there on Thanksgiving, not having family, not being able to go anywhere, not being able to make it to the convention center to go, and everybody's not be able to get there. So making little strides, just giving back one at a time, and then we changed our location. Has been able to reach as much community as possible. Every year, people are reaching out to us from the less fortunate community, trying to figure out where we're going to be. So it's been great.
So when you say you started at Lowe's, so y'all have a hub?
So no, this has started just me and 2 tables and my family.
Really?
A couple hygiene bags.
Wow.
A little bit of hot food. That's it.
That's it.
So how did you?
One barber.
How did you get that idea together? Like, what sparked the idea?
That's a good question, and I could give you 1,000 reasons. I think God has put something in me to be able to go and do this, to get back to my community. I can't give you an exact reason.
That's a good enough reason.
But bro, let me tell you something. That's a good enough reason because that means you're walking in your purpose, right? And the one thing I can pick up with you is you so locked in on your purpose. You're like, man, I don't want to really, it's hard to describe, right? Because you're walking in it, right? And that's why I wanted to kind of dive into what make that a thought. But hey, look, if God is the one that put it in you, I ain't got no more questions after that as a white man. So you coming from Jersey, right? And you saying that, why was that something that you said, you know what, I want to not just, because again, you were doing it from I want to make money with food. But you're seeing him and his family doing it. What made you say, yo, I want to not just support, but be a part of it?
I mean, to be honest, for me, it was a business decision at first. We was just starting a new business. We wanted to get a little bit of exposure. I knew Tommy. So, I just thought, like, why not? Why not do it? We could just bring out some food, do something real quick together. And, once we did it and we seen, like, the effect it had, I think we were just more so focused on how can we make this bigger? Like, how can we reach and impact more people? Like you said, he coaches in high school. I coached at Henrico for football.
Okay.
So seeing, being around the atmosphere and seeing that it's a lot more than just us. It starts with the younger kids. And a lot of these younger kids at the schools don't have the access or the resources to be able to do things like that. So it really started out from wanting to provide for the youth.
Wow.
And honestly, it just expanded from youth to we just gonna serve everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody that's in need. Bro,
That's dope.
Man.
That's so dope.
I love when I hear young people thinking about solutions. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. Was there anything in y'all childhoods that sparked this? Because sometimes we go through it or we experience it or we see it.
To be honest, I ain't never said this before, but for me it was a sense of validation. I was validating myself through my past traumas and past experiences, trying to be the person that I wish I had in my own life during that time. So I think for real it was just, like I said, it was really a case of validation, trying to prove to myself, find my own purpose, figure out what I'm here to do, for real.
I love it. You?
Growing up, I can't say that I had the struggles that other people had. I can't say I did. So seeing community struggle when I was able to not be well off, but to be able to get by and to
good.
It feels like, all right, we got to give back because nobody else is going to do it for them. Nobody else.
And I think the thing that makes it work between us is we come from two totally different backgrounds. I was more so leaning towards a different life, I'd say.
Bro,
yeah, so
I tiptoe.
I think, man, that's honestly what makes it work because of the connections we're able to build with people who are in the streets, to see that somebody from the street could get with somebody who's not necessarily doing that, who wants to do positive things, and it just gives a better aesthetic of what we can really do in the community, for sure.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I wanted to ask, right? Because a lot of times with anything, especially business or even with what you're doing, we see a need. And a lot of times it's just, how can I fulfill that need?
Yeah.
Right? And so I want to commend both of y'all, right? Because it takes a lot to want to help others, right? You know what I'm saying? Because society paints the picture of we're very selfish.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's clearly not it.
Right.
And I just want to touch on how do y'all feel about how important it is to bring back that community? Because if we don't do it, we see right now you can't rely on the government or quote unquote the system.
Yeah.
Why is it important to build that community?
I would say with us building the community, we have to put it and give the younger generation that community service is, I know it sounds boring. Community service doesn't sound fun. I understand. But with what we started, we have local rappers that come out, politicians, we have community activists, business owners. It can be more than just community service on the block. It can be something that's way bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
So how did y'all get the blueprint together to mesh both of y'all?
Yeah, because you was doing one thing, you was doing one thing. Now how did that?
And I'm sure it's on another level now from when it started.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, he was doing the hygiene bags. I knew, hey, it's Thanksgiving, people want to eat. Like that was pretty common sense to me. Like, you know, we was already making food, so he's like, hey, we'll bring the food out. And that's really how, honestly, like I said, that's how I started. A couple pans of spaghetti, a couple hygiene bags, and that was really the start of it.
Nice.
And from when we started, I had a cleaning business when we first started. I did a lot of community stuff with cleaning, going to churches, local businesses. So I was able to build that relationship and use that to fund this, and ended up working perfect. Even though the cleaning business had to take a hold, it went right into what I needed it to. And
we have another show on the family. Shout out to the Part 2 podcast, but that's what they talk about, the pivot, right? It's not saying your first chapter wasn't good. It's something else.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah.
And so one thing I want to touch on is, where did y'all get the entrepreneur spirit from? Because I love when I hear young people, because like I said, I wish at 20 I thought like that.
That part.
No, real shit. Like I wish I thought of, let me do business.
Yeah. I mean, bro, honestly, I got tired of going to work. Like,
bro, I'm sorry to hear that. That's like the normal thing right now. Like,
that's really what it is. I just seen, like, you know, we all on social media every day. We see these people getting rich off sitting in front of cameras and doing things. I feel like we both went to college. I didn't personally finish myself, but even throughout that experience, I learned, like, bro, you don't need to go to college or do these things to be successful. I think it was just the mindset of wanting to have our own and not have to depend on somebody to cut the check for us.
We literally just had this conversation before y'all walked in. What the last guest said, I told my boss, you can't afford me no more.
And he said he was broke.
And
he had no money spot.
Right.
But he knew his value.
Yeah,
exactly.
So for you, what did that? Because when I hear cleaning business, and I'm like, yo, like, because I got a cleaning business LLC just sitting right now, so I'm thinking about how I'm about to reactivate that thing and shift it to something else. For real.
Going through school, I kind of always, or coming up through high school at least, I've always had like an entrepreneurial mindset. I had jobs, young, but I did a lot of DECA. I don't know if you know what that is. It's a marketing organization. It's a lot of Henrico County schools. So kind of gave me a little influence. We used to go out and do a bunch of stuff, and kind of gave me a little role. And then once I came back from ODU, I dropped out, was a little lost, and found myself with the cleaning, found myself with the nonprofit. So it kind of worked out.
That's what's up. So it's the All Equals.
Yeah, All Equals Project.
Yeah, All Equals Project.
How did y'all come up with the name?
Brainstorming, honestly. My brother actually came up with the name. He had the name in his back pocket because he was looking to start his own little, I believe it was a music company at first.
Okay.
And when he said it, I was just like, that's it.
Need that.
Yeah. Let me get that.
Yeah, I need that.
Pick another label name. We need that. Let me get that.
Exactly.
And it was just like,
it literally just clicked. It stood for what we was trying to represent, bringing everybody together, equal representation for everybody. So it just honestly made sense.
I love it, man. And so, how many years have y'all been doing it now?
Since 2022, so this will be our third year.
Okay.
Third year as a unit, and then
as a unit.
we started. I started 2019 doing the give backs.
Okay.
So they came 2020 maybe.
2021.
Yep. So
2021 was our first year. The second year is when we established the All Equals Project.
So how was that going through the pandemic with that?
Interesting.
Yes, it was. Honestly, that helped it out a little bit because a lot of people was giving out food and resources and stuff. Honestly, you could say that's kind of what sparked it as well. Seeing that, you know, how the whole world shut down and everybody needs these resources. We was needing resources. So it was like, it showed like, you know, at any moment the world could shut off and nobody gonna have nothing.
Right. And I think for us, because that's how this launched for us, right? In the pandemic, right? Yeah. Looking at negativity of what we saw because everything was negative. We talking about this and this and that. We was like, nah, man, we're gonna switch the whole narrative. If it ain't positive, we ain't talking about it.
Exactly.
Because there's enough platforms already doing
Pushing
that.
the negativity.
So the
100%.
same thing that y'all saw a need, we was like, nah, let's be the positive. And like I said, it's rolled in now. 4 years later,
Right.
And a full media team, we got our own studio space, and so it's just believing,
Exactly.
but also putting in that work. So I want to talk about that. What is the work that's involved with putting on one of these events?
I would say a lot of there's a lot of moving parts to this. A lot of pre-planning. Like I said, we work with a lot of other organizations. Good Money. We do our events with them. Trust Project. So getting other nonprofits on board. It's easier to get volunteers to come and help. It's hard to get other nonprofits to work together. A lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
And with the nonprofits we work with, they're 20. We're 27. He's 27. We got a 26-year-old nonprofit that we work with, a 25-year-old. So being able to just young and people that want to do the same things as us is never really a conflict. It's kind of we're always mingling and on the same page type deal.
I love it. I love it.
I think that's another thing that works is that we're a young team, and the partnerships and people we've able to build with it just works out. Now, it does become a little difficult because obviously we're a non-profit organization, so we asking the people to come bring their resources for free. Like that's really what it is.
It's difficult, yeah.
Once you establish the brand and people know who you are, a lot of people are more willing to do those things. So I think that's just a testament to what we were able to grow, to be able to have businesses reach out to us and volunteer their efforts and resources to us. So that's honestly a big part of what keeps us afloat as well.
I love that. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with the Informal Podcast. We can dive more into this conversation of what these brothers got going on in the community because they're doing some amazing things. So we'll be right back, the Informal Podcast. All right, welcome. We back. It's your guy, Big PJR. And this is the Informal Podcast, and we got some amazing guests in the building. Let's continue this conversation because these brothers are doing some dope stuff in the community. So I like how y'all ended with like working with different partnerships and collaborations. How has that been with growing the brand? Because I know at first you probably didn't get a lot of assistance and a lot of people didn't want to come up with support. But talk about how it started with getting support and then where you are now and some of the partners that you can mention that are part of this.
I would say, honestly, a big game changer for us was, like Tommy said, finding our partner, Brent Royal. That was honestly a big game changer for us because he already had the platform.
Okay.
And once he seen us through CBS 6. So once he seen us,
I saw that.
Reached out to us. It was honestly rolling from there. We sat down, we had a great conversation. Like Tommy said, we have like minds, so that's what makes everything work. And being able to put our resources together, we just realized the more money we're able to build together, the bigger the events get. Right. And I think that's what it's all about, just trying to have the best events every time.
I love that.
I would say with the resources that we started with, the testament would be the repeating people. We've had people that have started with my first 1 or 2 events, and we're in year 6 or 7 doing the event now. So showing that the resources are actually going to something. It's not just the funds are not allocated to anything. You can visually see where the resources are going and how we're helping the community, not just through Thanksgiving, for Christmas, Easter, throughout the year. We mentor, we do a whole bunch of different stuff. So the resources are allocated.
So is this something that, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's what I was going to allude to next. I love a good alley hoop. So it's not just seasonal, right? This is something that y'all do. Now, how often do y'all do it? And let's say if somebody is watching this, because we have a lot of viewers, they might want to participate, show up, help, or whatever, or want to contribute, right? How often do you do it, and how can somebody on the outside that wants to help get involved?
So I'll say we try to have an event every month. Obviously, every month is not. It doesn't always happen.
It's not always feasible.
But our 2 biggest events are always Thanksgiving and Christmas. Usually Thanksgiving we serve around 300-400 people, and then for Christmas we probably do like 1,000-2,000 toys.
Wow.
So those are our two biggest events. That's where we need the most monetary and volunteers to come through, because it's like you said, it's a lot of moving pieces. But as far as like throughout the year, we'll do small stuff. Sometimes we'll do book reading through Carver Elementary.
Oh wow!
I know we did we did baskets for Mother's Day, for
I like that.
baskets for the firefighters. So we try to, when we're not doing major events, we still try to help out and do little small things, whether it's treat bags for moms or little knickknacks, getting small grocery items for people in need. We try to keep it consistent now.
So is it a team decision, or who determines like what are we doing for this event?
Most of it is our masterminding, the us and the other nonprofits, and then we kind of delegate the roles from there. But like back to what your first question was, with the in the schools. So I work in the school system.
Okay.
Kind of got my foot in the door. So Henrico Heroes is something that is in all the schools in Henrico County. And we work with them closely, so that's what we're able to mentor with the kids. So at Montrose Elementary School, we're gonna be in Henrico and Hermitage High School soon. So we're able to get our foot in the door with that.
That's fine.
And that's kind of where we building the relationship with the kids from not just the middle school level or not just elementary. All three tiers. We have all three tiers now. So now I'm able to really make an impact and show what we're doing.
Oh man, I love that. So if like somebody wanted to say, hey, I want to donate, I want to help out, like, is that something that y'all are open to?
Yes. Right? We always we don't really like to take monetary because, you know, people act funny with the money.
Trust me, I
we
know,
like
people don't know if you're doing what you're
exactly
with the money. Oh no, I get it.
9 times out of 10, we ask for a resource rather than the money. Just so they know exactly what they're buying or what it's going to. I think that helps a lot. But for the most part,
we make Amazon lists. That way you can know exactly what we're buying. It's going directly to my house, and then we can distribute it from there. And those little things like that give people a little more hope that it's really going to something, really doing something.
Because we've seen it, right? We hear about the different organizations. We're not gonna name them because we talking about the ones on the ground actually doing the work. That's why we wanted to bring y'all on, right? That's why when our partner reached out, it was a no-brainer, right? Because we do our research, so we don't just be like, "Oh yeah, send us somebody through," right? It has to be intentional that we're seeing people actually doing the work in the actual community. Right, and I think it's important that we highlight that because these are young brothers that can be doing something else, right? And I think we always think we all here running the streets and want to spend money, and these are two young brothers who want to help the community. So that's why I'm glad y'all came on here. And if there's anyone out there, because we know a lot of people that are chefs, they work in the culinary space, food, like whatever. That's why I want to know, like, how do y'all determine what is needed?
So how you can reach out to us is allequalsproject.org. That's our website. We also have an Instagram, All Equals Project. You can reach us on there. We will get back to you real fast. We love to work with different resources. And then what was your second
No, so the other one was just, so I was just talking about like how y'all work together to figure out what's needed. Like how do you determine what the people need?
Well, most of the time throughout the year, we get people reaching out to us throughout the year. So then we know, all right, we have these resources. We got to work hard because we only have X amount of months for these.
Gotcha.
Then we allocate them from there, and then it gives us a little bit of a little relief.
Yeah, because I'm sure it grows. Right? You said you started with
2 tables and about 25 hygiene bags.
Sanitation bags.
Yeah.
And you come in with food. You know how people are, well, I don't want to just eat spaghetti. Right?
I don't want. It's warm. It's not warm.
And again, as you grow, right, the needs increase, right? And maybe you were only doing toiletries, right? Now you may need toothpaste and washcloths and socks and things like that. So like I said.
So I'll plug right now. We are having a 2-day event for Thanksgiving. It'll be Thanksgiving Eve and Thanksgiving, where we'll do hot food, hand out clothes, haircuts. What else?
Hygiene bags, canned goods, Narcan training.
Y'all need volunteers.
100%.
Always volunteers.
I'm off that week. I need it.
Always volunteers. The more hands, the merrier. But even with this, like being that now it's a 2-day event instead of a 1-day event, we know that it's double the resource. Yeah, we know that it's double the resource.
That's what I was saying. Because I'm assuming it's getting bigger.
Yeah. And the good thing about it, at least, is we have the resources now. We just have to use them. Throughout the year, it does get hard because we'll have people hit us up all year, and then I won't think about the person that hit me up last year that said, okay, I'm gonna do this year, but I need to get them all in line and hit them up and say, all right, I need this. I need this from you.
Have that spreadsheet.
Yeah, the spreadsheet ready to go.
So what else do y'all do? Like as far as within this project, like is it closed donations?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So well, back to what you said about our event. So the first day is gonna be at Mount Moriah Church on 1st Street. Second day is gonna be at Greater Mount Olivet on 25th Street.
Okay.
So we'll be able to tackle pretty much all of the community. Jackson Ward is pretty good for me, so I love that. And then so back to your question again.
No, it was just shit.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry about that.
All good, bro. All draw blanks. You remember what my question was?
You were talking about. You asked them what.
Oh, what else donations you got?
Oh yeah, so
clothing.
So anything that you would think would be able to help people that don't have coats, that don't have, or are in this the weather that is not good right now.
Cold,
Last year it was terrible with the snow. I felt so bad for the community. It was cold as I don't know what last year for months, and they just didn't have the resources. And we could give them, but eventually we need help. We need everybody to pitch in. Each one teach one.
So right now, I think the main donations that we'll be accepting are like coats, blankets, canned goods, hot food, hygiene items. That's primarily what we're looking for right now. A lot of everything else is already allocated for, but the more the merrier. Like I said, it's a 2-day event. The budget's increased significantly, so definitely whatever people could do to help, we're always looking for help. And to grow with other businesses as well. I think it builds a relationship. You know?
It builds the community that we're trying to get back to. Right?
Exactly.
It's not the dependency on a system to provide or a card, right?
Yeah.
Knowing where there's food banks, knowing where there's these type of organizations that you can get the things that you need, and you don't have to walk in feeling like, oh, I'm ashamed.
Exactly.
No, y'all gonna probably be smiling. Here you go.
Yeah, here you
need
go,
something. Because I love doing it.
And especially with this year with the federal programs, it's gonna make this even bigger. We're gonna have more community members come out, so we're gonna need as many volunteers as resources as possible. I'm just hoping we have enough stuff for the second day. That's all I'm hoping.
and so these donations are both warranted for both, right?
Yes.
Just Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Y'all need this for Christmas as well, because when we run this ain't gonna just be something we run for Thanksgiving. We're gonna run this.
Yeah.
So for Christmas, for Christmas, obviously, we focus on the children. So we usually pick a school, and we go in with a bunch of toys, hand them out. So Christmas is more so, toys.
Gifts.
We might do hot food. We don't usually, but this year we might. But for the most part, it's just toys.
What about clothes for this Christmas?
As far as
like
newer clothes and coats, I would say yes for the kids. For the Thanksgiving Day event by itself, I believe, because right now I have about 40 bags of clothes ready to go right now. I think most of the stuff is going to go. I think between, usually we serve versus about 400 the second day. I'm thinking it's probably going to be at least 400 to 500 the first day too, with everything going on. So,
and I can't wait to see it, bro. I'm definitely going to be there. All right, so we're going to wrap up this segment. We'll be right back to close it out with our brothers. But this is your guy, Big PJR. This is the Informal Podcast.
That's right.
All right, welcome back. It's your guy, Big PJR.
Spain like the country.
And this is the Informal Podcast. And we back with our special guest in the building. Spain got a good question.
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear this one.
So, like I was saying, I want to know, because we talked about the increase in the budget, and we're impacting lives at this point. So specifically, I want to start with you and ask you, how does that make you feel that we're not monetarily at all? This is people volunteering their help. These are resources we're using that are impacting lives now because the budget is there now. We got it. We're not two tables set up.
Nope.
We making real impacts. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel great as a college dropout, finding myself coming back from school,
Right.
to be able to just start something so small and see it grow like this has been great. I think God has worked with me because humility. You gotta.
Come on.
You can't get too high though, because they'll take it from you tomorrow. I promise you that. That's what I figured out.
And knock you down.
So just taking one step at a time, not being able to say I did this all. I did this.
Yeah.
No, we did this. God put this in me for we to be able to do this. That's that's how I think.
Get that reverence where it's due.
I love it. So for you, how does it feel to see the growth, man?
I mean, it's incredible, to be honest. Like I said, man, coming from the background I come from, you don't picture these things. You don't, you don't see this. I say all the time, I never seen this in my future. And being able to, separate myself from, it took a lot of sacrifice to get, a lot of people that I lost who didn't see the same vision as me. So when you realize, God takes away things, but he also replaces them.
Right.
So I think, man, to see what we've grown into, even last year, knowing that this event gonna be 2 times bigger, I'm just excited to see where we go from here. To be honest,
I love it.
I'm excited for y'all, bro.
And
Definitely appreciate that.
And I'm glad you said that. How's business? How's the restaurant side of the business?
the restaurant side. So we took a break as well.
Okay.
Primarily because I'm not a chef. That's just what it is.
Well, we know some chefs. So
Yeah, so I got the business model is there. My chef Josh Sands, he's an excellent chef, but it's about finding the time. So any chefs, please, if they want to come work,
That's what we here to help set that up.
We want to be able to launch. We're planning on launching at the beginning of the year again. Truly, I wanted to take a little bit of time to focus on the real estate because that's what's providing the capital to launch these businesses. So that's
how is that?
That is good. This is a slow period. Usually October through December. It is very slow. Exactly, through the holidays, nobody's buying houses. But
tell them people what it is that you do with the houses. It's fine.
Okay, so in young people terms, I'm a wholesaler. We find houses, we acquire them, we get them for a certain price, then we sell them to investors for a higher price. I call it I don't even want to say. I call it.
You call it flipping houses, huh?
Yeah, we call it flipping houses. That's exactly what we call it. But I think it's a great experience for someone who I never thought I'd be in sales. Sales never got to me, but now that I'm in sales, I realize everything is sales. Everything is sales and marketing.
Everything.
Even this podcast is being marketed and sold to people. So it's like you just gotta be aware of that. Right. You definitely got to be able to know how to talk and help people find this, help people out of their situations, whether it be a foreclosure or they're super behind.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? It takes a lot. We usually work with distressed homes. I'm not an agent. I don't have a real estate license. So a lot of my deals are off market, which makes it a little bit harder, but it's more beneficial just knowing that I get somebody to sell their house.
and I think for us, right, we want people to understand there's more ways to get money.
Exactly.
Right? See, when you talk about that background, I know all about it. That's why we talk about so passionately about the options.
Exactly.
There's other options. We don't have to do the streets. We don't have to do crime. We don't have to do
100%.
nothing illegal. Yes. I don't even need to look over my shoulders. Exactly. I just even want to look at that option because we've seen what that goes.
Exactly.
Don't nobody win from that. I don't care what these rappers say or what they have you believe. Nobody walks away from that lifestyle with a success story, right? Exactly. So if we could put our energy into something that is more beneficial like this, right. Promoting, marketing businesses, building companies, organizations, in 10 years, we can look back and say, look at what we did.
Exactly.
Because that's what it takes. So where do y'all see this growing into, man? Because I'm excited for the future with y'all. Because now that y'all sat on this couch, you're part of the family. So you stuck with us. So we're going to show up. We're going to support. We're going to repost all that stuff. Where do y'all see this going in the next 5 to 10? Because I know it's a visionary. Y'all thinking out
Already
there.
thinking about 10 years later. Yeah.
I would say we always have like a vision. We start building our visions and what we expect it to be, but what we expected it to be 7 years ago or whatever, 5 years, 6 years ago, I couldn't expect it to be what it's going to be right now. So, I mean, even just being on CBS 6, this will be our 5th year on CBS 6. I couldn't imagine even when I first started doing it, running a news podcast, having connections like that to be able to even get in front of people and do this. Or even this right here. I mean, this to be able to get on interviews and talk about giving back to the community is something that not a lot of people would even want to do, let alone go out and do it.
Very true.
Facts.
Very true.
You?
I think in 5 years, it's hard to say because I think we've already done so much, but I personally know it's so much more to do. What we want to do is be able to, start getting grants and funding to be able to open up our own programs and avenues. And I know right now we're in the process of creating our own media outlet where we're going to be hopefully shooting our own podcast, talking to, like you said, people who've been through experiences to show the youth that there's other ways and other avenues of doing things. I think it's just like we said, finding out what avenues we want to chase and just incorporating everything with the nonprofit.
That's great because we live off of positive platforms matter. That's our hashtag. That's what we stand on since the first day going live on Instagram.
Yep.
Positivity. So to hear that someone else is thinking the same thing, we come across tons of people thinking the same thing. So it's a movement. Yeah. It's a shift going on.
Oh, it's definitely a shift
Exactly.
happening right now.
Start with the young people. That's what it start with the young people.
No,
get it going.
Right.
And literally, we've had multiple people because Spain will be 50 next year, and I just turned 40 this year.
Now the day over 20.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate it.
God is good.
Yes. But we've ran across more and more youth who think exactly like y'all. Yeah. And we get it. The youth is going to be, and see, the old folk out there, they just gotta fall not in line, but help assist.
Yeah.
That's why for us, we want to help fill any gaps we see. Because we want to pull our younger brothers along to skip those roadblocks and those hurdles that we had to jump.
And especially
or that we didn't see.
Exactly. And especially with that, a lot of the older generation, even my family members, don't understand the concept of a nonprofit organization. They don't understand the point of giving back to the community and not getting anything in return immediately. And I understand it doesn't sound like a crazy something great, but guess what? It's been bestowed upon me. So guess what? I'm gonna do it.
That's powerful to talk about on the podcast.
Again, and it's powerful to see that y'all have a vision. Yeah. Right. And I think that's the part that I love to see from young brothers the most is that you're not spinning your wheels. You know exactly where you're trying to go, and you're gonna pick up pieces along the way.
Exactly.
Right. Man, this conversation was fire, man. So tell them where they want to tap in, support. I know you ran it all down earlier, but we're gonna make this a special clip. Tell them how they can tap in, support. We also gonna make a special post for Thanksgiving and Christmas to make sure this goes out. People know where to show up at, where to be at. So do all that business stuff right here.
All right, y'all. So Thanksgiving's coming quick. We are less than 30 days now. So
I can taste it.
Yeah, on the 26th from 12 to 4, we'll be at Greater Mount Moriah Church on 1st Street, Church Hill. We will be giving back to the community. We would love as many volunteers, any resources that you have, clothing as far as jackets, hygiene bags. We have barbers out there. Whatever you are able to give. The second day, we'll be out there on the 27th on Thanksgiving Day from 9 to 1. So we'll still be able to go with your families. Be on 25th Street and Jackson Ward. We'll be giving back to the community in the same way. And then Christmas will be rolling right along. We'll be having toy drives come along. We always love volunteers for that. We usually do at least probably 1 to 2 events during the Christmas time. Okay. And then we're always looking for mentors throughout the year for going back to the schools and talking to the kids. I would love for y'all to come along. So reach out to us on.
So that's what we got to talk about.
Yeah,
that's what we want to do.
Okay,
I would definitely love to come and talk to the youth about.
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
And like you said, we can be reached on all platforms. The All Equals Project, the All Equals Project at Gmail for any email inquiries. Any donations, anything like that. You could contact us directly through Instagram. That's our main source right now. But other than that, like I said, if you want to shoot an email with whatever resources or even ideas of events, we definitely more than willing to listen because we want to expand as well.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I think offline we should chat because I would love to do something with y'all.
Absolutely.
For the people and for the community. And when y'all say y'all taking donations and clothes and stuff, let's be specific. Not used, but new, right?
For Thanksgiving,
It's
use
fine.
anything. Use
yes,
is fine.
as long as it's clean and there's no holes or tears in it, we'll take it. We're primarily looking for, like I said, coats, blankets, canned goods. If you want to come out, cook some hot food and bring it, that'll be great as well. But as far as the clothing items, we have
40
thousands of clothes every year, and they just sit in the garage after the event. So we want to keep the clothes.
They say
store
pump the
minimal.
brakes on the clothes.
Yes,
All right, cool, got
pump
you.
the brakes on the clothes, like you said. For right now, just we want to do jackets, jackets, coats, jeans, and like gloves, hats, things like that. That's what we're striving for as far as clothes.
I got you, man. Hey, look, bro, we want to appreciate y'all for coming through the platform, man.
Absolutely, bro.
And joining the
Absolutely.
conversation.
Yeah,
Every day, man.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all follow these brothers, man. Tap in what they got doing. We don't just like to talk about the positivity. We want to be a part of it.
Facts.
So when I said I'm showing up, I will be there for Thanksgiving Eve, and I believe I'm free Thanksgiving Day.
And anything,
Pop up.
anything y'all post from y'all page, please invite us to collab.
If you
we're gonna
tag-
share,
If you
tag.
tag us, we will definitely post and
Everything.
share because we want to get this out here because, like you said, we're coming into a time of a lot of unknown. Right?
Yes.
Shout out to the current governor that we have because he made sure we had a surplus in Virginia for people that needed that, right? But there's a lot of other places that's not. Like
Exactly.
that. And the one thing I just want to say to y'all before I get out of here, keep up the good work, bro.
Appreciate
Like
you.
I am proud of y'all. I want to see y'all to continue to prosper and grow. And even one day, if y'all can expand outside of Virginia, I see it being
That's
bigger than
coming.
just local.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Absolutely.
Y'all own food pantry, y'all own your own restaurant, and it's a collaboration. I can see it. So I just want to say, man, keep up the great work, and we're proud to meet y'all. And glad y'all came through the platform.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all.
y'all,
Of
brother,
course,
for
man.
sure.
Y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Big PJR.
Playing like the country.
And this is the Informal Podcast.
That's right.
Have a blessed one. Peace.
Peace.